It's defending tutorial time, super quick. We're gonna make a very long one next week. This weekend I have the FC Pro Championship to try to qualify for it in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're gonna have that this weekend, but that's why I haven't been too active. So if you guys want whatever video, comment down below and we'll make it happen for next week. Anyways, guys, enjoy the video. All right, guys, so we're in division rivals right now. It's 1-1. I thought, you know what, let's make this video into a defending tutorial video. Right, so this game right here, we want to highlight certain things. So I think this will be a really good game for it. I have a really good opponent in the elite division, right? So I want to highlight some important things. So one important thing here, most people control their center backs. I'm bringing back Putellas. I'm trying to cover these passes, right? I'm trying to cover the through passes, right? And then here we can switch to our center back, right? And be patient. I'm being patient. He's twisting and turning a lot. And there we go. Now I can tackle, right? I have to be extremely patient. It is not an easy thing to do, but the important thing is you cannot fall for the twisting and turning. If you fall for the twisting and turning, you are going to get cooked, okay? You need to play patient, right? And even then, if your opponent does everything perfect, there's nothing you can do. Number two, I have a fullback out of position. He has an easy through pass. Thank God it was offside. He played it way too late. However, if he had played that properly, right, and we'll go ahead and rewatch that. If he played that pass properly, as he should have, I would have been so cooked. I mean, just look at this, right? You don't want to lose the fullback. It's okay to attack with the fullback out of position, but if you have a fullback out of position, look at all of this open space that Lamine Yamal has on the right side. He plays this pass. And anytime you play a through ball pass this year, your defenders are slower. So he's going to have an easy shot. He barely played this late. And look at the difference. Obviously, it was offside, but he barely played it late. And look at the difference between where Yamal is and my Saliba is. He's going to have an easy shot on net there. He's going to have like an easy opportunity, or he'll be able to cut in and cook me because, again, I don't know what direction he's going and manual jockeying isn't that good. However, there is going to be a patch that they announced that they are going to be increasing the, I'm pretty sure, jockey speed. I did see something about that on Twitter from EA, so that's a good thing. But for now, while you guys are still playing Weekend League and until that patch comes out at the end of October, we're going to teach you how to defend in this. And it will apply then, because if jockeying is better, you're just going to become a better defender. Anyways, right? If he's pulling players out of position, right? Say I pull my fullback out, right? Again, I'm stuck in this situation, but I'm not dragging anyone to the mean. I'm waiting for my player to get back, and I'm tracking the run, right? Putellas, unfortunately, does not get back to that, which is fine, but we're able to win the ball back pretty quickly, which is great. But as you can see, I'm not pulling my center backs out of position. I'm not doing anything too crazy, because as soon as I do that, I'm cooked, right? See, we get here on the 2v1. He does a good job of tracking the run, right? My opponent is smart. He tracks the run. Great. That's great. Now we have time. But you see how he's diving in and tackling, right? Unfortunately, I had no passing options. But that diving in and tackling is what's going to end up getting him cooked. Because if you miss the tackle, oh boy, the tackle fatigue is crazy, right? We always want to make sure we're covering that inside pass, right? I know he's going to try to pass to like Mbappe. And then here we can tackle because we get close. Somehow De Jong kind of bodies us. That's fine, right? Here I can switch to Mendes, right? I want to make sure not to get cooked, not overcommit. I'm kind of waiting. I'm trying to cover that pass because usually the pass always goes onto the inside, right? But don't be upset if you concede goals this year. If you're getting angry at your defending, right? Watch it over in the video, but don't get angry while you're playing the game because, man, if you have seen the pro games, I had a game that had 39 goals. Obviously, it's 9-minute halves and it's 2 games, but 39 goals in it. So defending is tough, right? The counterattacks are crazy. Oh, he might actually end up scoring there. No, we're good, right? Defending is tough. You're going to concede goals. You cannot be perfect. So it's very important not to get upset about it. If you get upset about it, you know what ends up happening? You start dragging players out of position. Right? And that's usually actually the difference maker in foot champs, in rivals. I'll play some people and I'm like, oh man, these guys are actually really good. But then I score 2 goals, I take a 2-goal lead, and they start moving players out of position like crazy. And then when you move players out of position in this game, all you need to do is easy through balls, and then they're cooked, right? Ooh, that was actually a nice save by Khan. Nice Putellas getting that interception pass. Oh, Van Disney got there. Okay, well, that's fine. Right, I'm going to try to cover that pass in the middle. We don't get it. That's fine. We always want to try to cover that pass. Maybe track the run. He doesn't play it. That's fine. And that's okay. We're fine here. Oh, Nuno Mendes moved himself out of position. That's fine. But he doesn't have a high quality shot there. Corners, you got to be very careful. They are very difficult to concede. I'm going to be honest. You just have to like hope you get the right pass interception. Otherwise, you've got a pretty much free shot every time in a corner. They are extremely broken. If you can get a corner kick, oh my God, do that. If you want to attack. As you can see, he almost scores there. And we have to survive another corner. Usually, honestly, I would just kick the ball out if you win it on the corner. I try to play out and be cheeky. Nice try doing your corner glitch, you weirdo. I try to be a little bit cheeky sometimes, but I'm going to be honest. Like, it's risky. I almost conceded already in this game because of that. All right, let's go ahead. Go over here. Ooh, bad pass. I got to watch my own attacking tutorial. That's fine. More defensive situations, the better. Right, I'm not going to drag my center back out. That's a really good pass. He doesn't really have an option there. That's fine. We can pull out our goalie. It's not high risk. It's not like a high risk bring out keeper situation or anything, right? So we're going to go here and play wide. And obviously we hope here, right? He's holding his left back, which I stupidly lose the ball. He's holding his left back a lot, so I know I can exploit that on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, you have to be careful, right? Like if I don't win that ball there, wow, this ref really doesn't like any physicality. If I don't win the ball there or even like foul him, which we pray we don't concede here. Nice. It's a half. If I don't win that ball there, he's going to have a cutback pass in between my right back and my center back. And that's the most dangerous position to be because then that means you're 1v1 with the center back. And as soon as one person is beat in the back four line, I'll explain how the AI does it. The AI just brings everybody this way. I don't know why, but they do that. And when that happens, you're going to get cooked. I promise you. It is like literally impossible to defend. Because in those situations where you're stuck and you're defending one-on-one, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, right? It's not easy. You don't want to be in those situations. Obviously, I'm trying to help you guys to be better on those one-on-ones, but you don't want to get stuck in that situation. If you get stuck in that situation, you're in trouble, right? We're going to go here, relax, right? You see how he drags VVD out? Now he has a defender out. Now we actually have the space, and it was actually meant for Reinders. But you see, that has been my kind of most dangerous attack, aside from the goal that you guys didn't see I scored. But that has been my most dangerous attack for pretty much the entire game, I'd say, right? I've had a bad game attacking-wise. So that's just like showing that as soon as somebody moves a player out, there you go, that's my attack, right? Ooh, good interception from Reinders. But I got the ball. I'm going to relax, and you see we're hoping that you see how he drags Koundé out. He drags Koundé out. Now one through pass, and I'm on a breakaway here with Mbappe, right? Finesse it, goal, right? One mistake. I'm going to go ahead and pause it because I want to show you guys. One mistake. This guy's done excellent. I've had 0 attacks the entire game. 0 attacks the entire game, okay? And it just goes to show. One mistake this year, and you're done for. Do not commit this mistake. It is the most common mistake. It is the most difficult mistake to come back from. It's just moving one player out. And then he moves VVD out as well, right? I think I saved too much. So here, we're right here. He moves Koundé up. Why do you need to do this? De Jong is right next to Mbappe. Just look at Mbappe, right? Just use De Jong, right? No, drag him out. Then you drag VVD out. You don't win the ball with VVD. And now I have the easiest through ball of my life. Obviously, because through ball pace is insane, I'm on a breakaway, and that's a goal. Before anyone says, oh, it's because it's Mbappe. I actually hate Mbappe. I literally sold Mbappe to get Pina and not use Mbappe. I've only bought him for the qualifiers again because Mbappe has some sort of like rig to him where he like rigs you a lot or like gets like lucky bounce back. So I was like, you know what? In pro stuff, you kind of need this stuff. So I was like, fine, I'll bring Mbappe. I had the coins anyway, so I might as well. Anyways. Again, you see, he's getting more aggressive now. He's getting more aggressive now. We play one through pass, and now we're through again. We have a good opportunity, right? Now we're one-on-one, right? We can try to go find a finesse. We couldn't find it. That's fine. But you see, he's being more aggressive now. As soon as you take that lead, people play more aggressive. So don't do that, right? I don't need to rush my center back out here because there's no threat to me. There's no reason for me to select my center back if I don't have to, right? Here I can, right? And I got to track this. Right, and there we go. We win that ball. Right, I'm also using advanced defending, which advanced defending is getting a buff soon, so I highly recommend you use. Right, so if I'm waiting, right, he drags Koundé out again. Right, Koundé's out. He's dragging VVD out of position again. And now we can kind of recycle the passes. Oh, it wasn't meant for you. Right, but again, once again, he's being more aggressive. That's fine. Oh, I can't believe I didn't switch my center backs quick enough, but there you go. I switch anyways. Why? Because pace is non-existent unless it's a through ball. So there's no need for me to switch to my center backs. I don't have to cover a speed boost, right? Now he's controlling a CDM more. That's good, right? Bang, moves a player out of position. Why'd you do that, right? Why did you do that? And you move your center back out of position. Ball roll, pass. Oh, VVD actually got to that. Well done. But you see, all of my opportunities are just coming from him moving players out of position. He didn't do that in the first half. And it was really hard for me to break him down. And he didn't do that all first half, right? We can try to trap Yamal here. That was a little bit risky, but just trying to cover the pass, try to cover the pass. That's fine. Goes to Mbappe. We drag it back, right? Usually goes to the... Oh, no. How can I lose that ball? What am I doing? Oh, nice. I moved my goalie. Holy, I cannot lose the ball there. Anyways, what happens is, right, it's always going to go to the target player. They're going to try to find that target player. Don't do the glitch on me. Don't do the glitch on me, you weirdo. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I moved my goalie. Corners are impossible. Please fix corners, EA. I think they are going to fix it, but... Holy. Just please don't finesse this. Nice. Okay, we won the ball. And now we can get out of here. Holy. All right. Lovely stuff. Okay. And he's probably going to drag players out of position here. Why? Because he almost scored. All right, I probably could have threw past that. That's fine. Now you're dragging this player out of position. Not sure why you're doing that. Dragged VVD out of position. Two Putellas. And I couldn't shoot the ball. I guess I just didn't register that I had it. Can I win this? Wow. You got lucky. That's fine. We're going to drag Putellas back. Right? There's no need for me to switch here. I can switch to my fullback now. Right? Maybe overcommitted a bit. Track this run. There we go. Thank you. I used advanced defending there, by the way, guys. Go ahead, and we can reset. Again, we're trying to bait him out to move the players out of position. Because he's playing more aggressive, he does exactly that. And now I'm through. And then once again, he's stuck in an uncomfortable situation because he moved players out of position. He's controlling VVD. We create a quick passing play, and it ends up bouncing in, which, I mean, it should have been a goal anyways, but Nico Williams took 30 years to shoot that. I need to practice my first-time shots. So now you're going to notice my opponent's going to get even more aggressive now, right? And this is usually what ends up happening. So if you're somebody that this happens to, you need to do this and be conscious of it. Don't move players out of position. It is not that difficult to score. He moves Saliba grossly out of position. I don't know why I cut back there. I trolled. I had an easy goal, and I decided to make it way more complicated than I needed to. And it all came from him dragging his player out. I dragged my player out there. I need to be careful, but that's fine. Pace doesn't exist in this game, so Saliba wins the ball. Lovely stuff. But again, if this is something that happens to you, you need to stop doing this, right? And it's just really important. Like, again, you have your midfielders. Control your midfielders, but instead you do this. You drag Saliba out. I can play back. I can reset. You're tackling with VVD in the air. That's fine. We can find these simpler passes. Nice defending from Saliba. And this guy has a crazy defense. Like, don't get me wrong. I have good attackers, but he has a crazy defense. He's probably got one of the best defenses in the game. Right? And you just got to roam around with the CDM. There we go. Beautiful. Now it's open. We go with Reinders. Drag your player out. Go with Bomati. Go with Bomati. Cut in. Bang. There you go. Simple stuff. Right? I'm telling you. And this happens a lot. The most common mistakes is you dragging a player out of position. And this usually happens when you're losing, right? If you're not losing, it's fine. You're not going to do anything about it. Like, sometimes you play better. But you need to remember, always, midfielder. Use your midfielder. You can apply pressure with a fullback, with a center back, but you need to be sure that you win the ball. Otherwise, it is over, right? You see how he's just grabbing Koundé? I can literally just chip it up to Mbappe now. And then I'm in the corner. And you guys know from the attacking tutorials, if you get into the corner, you're in a dangerous spot because then you can set up these nice passing plays, and hell, we could even take a finesse shot from there. Bang. Easy goal. Also from our finishing tutorial, right? Nothing crazy. She doesn't even have finesse. Gray. So it's nothing crazy. And all of this comes from just dragging players. This was a 1-1 game in the first half. And quite frankly, I probably should have been losing this game. I had 0 shots since I started recording. And now look, I end up winning 5-1, and this all comes because my opponent starts moving players out of position as soon as he starts to lose, right? As soon as he starts to lose, he starts moving players out of position. The entire first half, we saw absolutely none of that, right? I end up having 7 shots in the second half. I genuinely think I had 1 shot in the entire first half. And this all comes from my opponent doing this kind of stuff, you know, of like moving players out and stuff. And you know, most of his opportunities did come from corners, which are impossible to defend, by the way. Again, it's not that difficult, right? Just get your CDMs, run them. If you have to switch to your center backs, you can. But remember, make sure you kind of almost want to wait there. Don't fall for the twisting and turning. You want to wait. Let him make the mistake. Let him do whatever, right? You want to just hold it. If your opponent ends up cooking you, he did a great job. But for the most part, most people will make a mistake. So just play off their mistakes. You're going to concede goals this year. You cannot lose your head, because if you lose your head, this is what happens. He was a better player. And then all of a sudden, I end up winning 5-1. Why? Because I didn't make those mistakes. I didn't start dragging players out. I didn't get stressed out, but he did as soon as I scored a goal. So it's important to score a goal and try to, exploit your opponent and notice that on offense. But on defense, you need to notice it yourself, because as soon as you start doing that, it's over. You're going to score goals in this game. You're going to concede goals in this game because it's so difficult to defend at times. So don't worry about it. You lose your head, that's what ends up happening. You lose games. I promise you 90% of the games that you're losing is because of this. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Elite Division rivals, a good victory. We got our bounty or whatever. And there we go, guys. Take care. Peace.